It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Super excited to talk Niner receivers today. Make sure we got the thumbs up from Instagram. We're live on Instagram. Let's go. We got Jason in the green room. We're going to go ahead and talk about, give y'all our thoughts on, at least as we get close to the schedule being released. It's going to be either this week or next week. We'll give you some thoughts on some prime time games and everything like that. And of course, give you our thoughts on this routed ass wide receiver room. I'm actually super excited. This is gonna be one of the biggest position battles in camp. Let me see. We got some comments here. Oh, Jason saying Talofa faithful. What's cracking, Jason? All right. So before we get started today, as always, we got to do it. We got to pay some bills. Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need help getting new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Visit powerbrandsystems.com/Niner Faithful Radio for more info. For the Faithful, by the Faithful, off-season sale is happening now. Save 20% on all For the Faithful, by the Faithful season 1 through 3 gear now through June 30th. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/shop to save. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X. If you like our content and would like to support the show, consider leaving us a tip in our tip jar at NinerFaithfulRadio.us/tip jar. Join our exclusive membership community where you get exclusive NFR content not available anywhere else. Join our exclusive chat, 20% off of all non-sale For the Faithful, by the Faithful gear, and much more. Visit portal.ninerfaithfulradio.us/login to join. Join us Friday for our NFR weekly review at 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. End your week with some drinks. Okay, your boy actually forgot to edit that one out. So yeah, we will not be doing Friday show this week. But as soon as we can kind of figure out an idea on what we want to do with the draft, I think that'll be our next Friday show whenever we figure that out. But anyway, let's get the show rocking and rolling. Enough of chit-chatting. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show popping.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brand Systems.
What's cracking, Jason? What's up with you, bruh?
Alofa. And speaking of the Friday show, if the schedule gets released between now and Friday, we'll do a Friday show.
Yeah. Basically, until otherwise noted, Friday shows are basically whenever we have something to talk about that.
Hey, you know what? Let's get out of maybe we'll just jump on for a couple hours, do some gaming, do something different, some different kind of content. And, y'all want to watch me play video games and stuff like that? Sure, why not?
Yeah, because your boy's probably working the next couple Fridays.
Well, and you never know with my schedule. Speaking of which, I didn't have one interview today, because I'm unemployed right now. So we might be changing a lot. Because if I get the job that I interviewed yesterday, I won't even be getting off till 6 o'clock.
Okay, well, I always keep Tuesdays open. So
this one I don't have a choice, but it's $35 an hour, so I'm going to make it.
Yeah, no.
So, but yeah, we'll see.
You pay the big bucks, bro.
Yeah.
No, I always keep Tuesdays open. That's just, let's be real. Some job says $35 an hour. We might have to have a conversation, bro. But
I'm just like, okay, you pay me this, I'll be here.
Yeah, what have I always told you, bro? I mean, especially since it's nothing, but I can't knock y'all for doing something that's more than what I can give y'all. You know what I'm saying? Which
Yeah.
is any job basically now. But so anyway, so let me go ahead and I wasn't prepared for do that. Let me go ahead and pull up our opponents because one of the things wifey and I have been fighting about is me not being blended into the family. And there, to her credit, there were 3 holidays last year, bro, that your boy didn't get to participate in.
You know what? That was some bullshit that they made us play on both Christmas and Thanksgiving. That was some serious bullshit.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, like, this is an adjustment. Normally it's been very, I don't give a fuck. Like, I never really had anything to really do on Christmas or Thanksgiving, so it was always a way of like, look, bro, I'm gonna be chilling by myself. At least I got, some Niner football to keep me company or whatever,
Yeah.
The other time we played on Thanksgiving, I was at the game. You feel me? So those kind of things. But last year, being at New Year's, that's what I'm saying. New Year's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving were the 3 holidays we played on. Or no, it was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, and Christmas last year. So pulling up our opponents, they have them listed weird. Okay, road opponents. We'll go through this. Cardinals, I don't see any type of prime time. Minus you had brought up to me the Brazil game. I'm trying to think of fans that have a bigger global brand. And that doesn't necessarily always mean that because, look at the teams they've had play in Germany. But, look, the Jags play and it seems like the Jags play in London every year.
Well, that's because the Jags are owned by the Khan family and, all that stuff. So, that kind of just works with them perfectly.
No, I get it. I get why, but look, I don't know. There has to be a strong NFL fan base that they believe will show up for this game or they wouldn't have it there. But this is a play to start expanding the NFL globally because let's be real. I'm speaking from an uneducated perspective on this, but obviously soccer is number one. Like, what's up, media? How you doing, baby?
Confidential.
Soccer's numero uno in the world. I don't think football will ever touch that.
Yeah, it won't even ever come close.
But
not even remotely.
Like
soccer's just too big.
It's psycho. Like I want to go so bad. I told my girl, like, I showed her a couple of these soccer videos and soccer chant videos and stuff like that. And like I always get teary-eyed because I'm just like, babe, these are my people. Like sometimes I believe I was born in the wrong country. Man. Like I'm really seriously supposed to be like.
Well, just speaking of like crowds like that from Europe that go to those games like soccer.
Yeah.
Man, I was watching Backlash WWE over the weekend, and they were in France. I've never seen it. They literally were standing and chanting for 4 hours.
Yeah, it's crazy. The songs they sing.
Europe is nuts.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. There's just to give you all a taste, and the things they get because we'll chant and
look, even in Japan, like we went to Japan baseball games in Japan, they're all interactive and shit like that, but they still ain't got nothing on those European people.
So, hold on. There's this one I want to see. Okay, right here. Hopefully it'll play it. Let me see. I'll go over here, share my screen. Share screen. Share. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Or commercials real quick. Okay. You hear it? No, this isn't the All right, I know this is horrible radio.
His eyes are offside. His eyes are offside. His eyes are offside.
They have one streaming about this player being a pedo, and it's just like, I'm like, it's type of shit that I'm like, ooh.
Let me see if I can find
you know what?
one.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point, media. I was just so.
That's what I'm talking about. I forgot to bring this up on our show yesterday. Shows that I think we're going to be getting the Brazil game.
Yeah, that's the point of this. Is that you and I were talking? You're saying what the NFL, what I would say considers its hardcore fan base from anywhere to the age of 12. That you said like 50. 50. Let's maybe even say 60. So that puts you at about 1960 something. Till let's just say 2012. Steelers, Niners, Cry Girls, Patriots, Whackers lightweight, even though you don't ever think of the Whackers as a dynasty.
Yeah.
But I mean they've won some championships since the 1960s, bro. We can't, can't forget that. So I would consider those are. What's up, David McNiner? Good to see you, baby.
What's up, McNiner? How's it going, brother?
So those are the teams that I would think personally, you would say have the biggest fan bases internationally. I'm not gonna pretend like I know much about Brazil. So I would see the Niners being one of the Cry Girls.
That would be a big one.
Okay, so okay,
us and the Cowboys and fucking Brazil, dude. I think that'd be fucking nuts.
I mean, you're probably talking about two of the biggest fan bases, bro.
Yeah. So here's the one I was telling you about, and this was Sunday night. This was the whole night. All right. Let me get rid of that before we get banned from WWE.
Yeah, I was like,
But yeah, so I mean, these guys, they're nuts with their soccer stuff, man. So like I said, I forgot to bring that up yesterday with me on the show me and media do that. I'm thinking more one of those primetime games is going to be the Sao Paulo. I believe that's where it's going to be. What? Damn, Jason's fast start.
okay, so let's just go through the road games because it's funny that Anshel brings up it being a home game. I didn't even think about it because here I was bragging. Ooh, I get an extra regular season home game this year. Woo. And nope. Like
yeah, you're probably losing one.
Actually didn't even think about that as being a possibility. Okay, so Cardinals.
No.
Cardinals, I could see that. Brazil?
Nah.
Maybe more Mexico.
Mexico, okay. Yes.
Buffalo?
Maybe.
See, I don't think so. I don't think Buffalo because the game itself, Niners versus Niners defense versus Josh Allen, but to pack an NFL stadium.
Yeah, Bills aren't that big of a international team, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think the Bills Mafia got that type of weight, bro. Green Bay, I could see.
Green Bay is a possibility.
Green Bay, I would see good possibility. Yams, I don't think so. Dolphins, I don't think so.
Maybe just because they're from Florida. Yeah, Florida. They got a lot of people down there from Florida.
Steve-O with Brazil can't handle Purdy. Do Mexico City again? Is there going to be a game in Mexico City? If there's a game in Mexico City, lock the Niners in for it. Yeah. Okay, so Dolphins, Vikings, I don't think so. Us and the Seahawks, I don't think so. Tampa Bay, I don't think so. Home games, Bears, I don't think so. Us and Cry Girls was the one. If you're looking at, hey, we want big fan bases because we want people to show up and pack this stadium, I think it's got to be Niners Cry Girls.
Yeah, it's the most easiest one
Yeah.
to get. You know what I mean? It's easy
Which
to promote.
sucks.
It
That's
does.
actually one of the home games I would look forward to the most.
Yeah, I get it.
Last year, that's the game I had the most fun at, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, just as far as like laughing, talking shit, slamming back beers, high fiving and hugging, just like what Niner football should be. Yeah, that was the game. That was the most fun last year. Detroit. See,
Detroit low key, I could see it.
The game I could see, but hey, the NFL saying, "Hey, we want to pack a stadium." No, you know, like I said, we'll get to the prime time. You know, as far as Monday night, okay, that's even better, bro. That's even better. Us and the Jets, I don't think so. In Brazil,
You know what though? You know, not necessarily Brazil, but Angelo brought up a good point yesterday. You got Aaron Rodgers, you know his history in the Bay.
yeah.
You know, the whole 49ers in general. Plus, he's just Aaron Rodgers. You got Mike Sala or Sala there. I don't know why I said
Robert
Mike
Saleh.
Sala. Robert Sala. So, I mean, that one as a primetime game, I could actually see that.
Yeah, see,
maybe, maybe.
I'm specifically talking about the Bills. I'm sorry, the Bills. Specifically talking about the Brazil game.
Yeah,
we'll go through Monday night. You know, so Thursday night. We'll go do that differently. Pats, no,
nah.
not without Tom Brady. Chiefs, see, yet again,
It's Chiefs or Cowboys.
The game. If you're talking about, hey, what's the best game? I could see that. What's gonna pack the stadium most? No, I don't see the Chiefs being able to bring it.
No, I don't know because I think the Chiefs, just because of 3 of the last 5 years win the Super Bowl, their popularity is going to to rise, just naturally.
Cry Girls though.
No, I'm just saying, like, if,
yeah.
Of the home games that we have, the only ones I see it personally, it's got to be the Chiefs or the Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. If you're asking me, hey, what have the highest percentage? Yeah, it'd be Chiefs or Cry Girls. Okay, so as far as just Monday night, Sunday night, Thursday night, Christmas, you and I have basically discussed it's gonna probably be us versus Chiefs on Christmas.
We'll see.
I would say that's a highly likely. Look, us Cry Girls, us Chiefs, us Lions, I think are lock for primetime games.
Yep.
If you don't give those three, I don't know what the NFL is doing. You got the Super Bowl matchup or Super Bowl rematch. Look, my fiance will be all with you, bruh. She doesn't want me to go on the game on Christmas. You know, her grandparents don't want me to go to the game on Christmas. Honestly, I wouldn't mind going to the game on Christmas as much, but
I didn't mind the Thanksgiving game.
The Thanksgiving, I mean, look, if you ask me, do we get the Thanksgiving game this year? I don't think so. They're just going to give it to the Niners back-to-back years after only playing 3 times in damn near 80 years. You know, like they're not going to give it to us back-to-back. But it just always seems that the game up in Seattle is going to be at least Sunday Night Football. Doesn't it always seem almost every game that we go up there is on prime time?
I think one of the games between us and Seattle will be one of the primetime games. I don't think the Cardinals or the Rams will get a primetime with us. I think it'll be one of the two with Seattle, and that's it.
The last time we played the Yams on primetime, minus Thursday, is when we opened up the season against them in 2016.
Yep.
Because we had Monday night was a home opener. I know because I was at that game. And then we literally didn't win until Christmas Eve, which wasn't a primetime game, but holiday game.
Yeah.
So yeah, home games. I literally just see us Lions, us and Chiefs, and us and Cry Girls are pretty much the only home primetime games, right?
So Seattle is away. Then what's your last one? Green Bay?
Green Bay or Buffalo?
I would say the Dolphins over Buffalo.
Yeah, I could see that, Mike. McDaniels, Tyreek Hill, and Debo. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
So,
and so that's a really good point.
Yeah.
But that game's always in Detroit.
Yeah.
That game's always in Detroit. Maybe do they after all the years? Imagine, bro, how pissed off Lions fan everybody would be after all the years of being forced, to watch shitty fucking Lions teams in Detroit on Thanksgiving. They're finally good, and then they take the game away and put it up in the Bay Area.
But with the way they're not going by those necessarily same teams always playing on Thanksgiving anymore. So
they're not.
It's rotating now. So I could see them flipping it and giving it to us on one of them. So just because. But again, I'd be annoyed as shit.
I mean, let's be real, bro. We're gonna get 5 primetime games. We're gonna get 5. So you figure you got Brazil. Are they doing Mexico City this year? Because if they do Mexico,
no, because I believe the field is being renovated.
Okay, because I was gonna say if they're doing Mexico City, we're a lock for that. So what? You figure there's obviously going to be the Thursday night everybody goes through. I don't want to, realistically, I don't want 2 Thursday night games, especially how late in the year it was. It was so late in the year, Thanksgiving.
So
Astro got us breaking news. The schedule is expected to be released Wednesday. So tomorrow.
That sucks.
I know
next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So I don't think he means tomorrow. I think he means next week Wednesday.
Oh, next week Wednesday. That's gay.
There will be no international games in Mexico because they are updating the stadium. It looks like.
Okay.
That's the reason why they're going to Brazil.
All right. You want to run an ad read and then start breaking this down?
Let's go.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, as well as help out the show. As always, any official Niner gear you can get, like your boy's draft hat from last year. And I think they have the 49ers faithful flag on the team store.
And as Anshaw brought up, that is per Adam Schiff.
May 15th.
Yep.
All right. Well, fuck, that sucks, bro. We got to wait a whole another 8-9 days.
I know, man.
You know why the NFL does this? Like NFL gets it's the 15th, Steve-O. NFL does it because they can get away with it, bro. Fucking dicks. All right, so we'll go through the first half of receivers, and then we'll run an ad read, go through the last half, and then we'll go ahead and get up out of here. Deebo Samuel, receiver, we're going over number 1. Last year, 87 targets, 60 receptions, 892 receiving yards, 7 receiving touchdowns, 37 carries, 225 rushing yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, 6.1 yards per catch. Surprisingly, Deebo averaged 14.9 per reception.
That's that whole yak, man.
That's the yak monster. I mean, I want to say this delicately because I know sometimes people can get a little in their feelings when I say things like this. I love Deebo. I don't think we win a championship this year without Deebo.
Yeah.
But let's be real. This is Deebo's last year on the team. So, which fine, even better. You know, let's be real. I think why I'm so focused on Debo is because this is essentially a contract year for him.
Yeah, for who wants him.
For who wants him. You know, is this, hey, the Niners are able to trade him. You know, he gets a new deal. Niners get a nice, sexy, you know, second round pick, or we can get into that later. Or is this the Niners cut him and he's, you know, taking a 1 year proof it deal on the Jets next year, you know?
I can see him going to the Jets. He would fit that offense. Oh, excuse me. He fit that offense pretty good, and you know, Rodgers and Debo just sounds pretty good to me, honestly.
Look, I believe the rumors that the Jets offered number 10 for Debo. They just wanted our first rounder.
Yeah.
And we weren't willing to part with our first rounder. But I think that if they had came off and said, fine, we'll just give you 10, give us a Debo and a third rounder or whatever, I think Debo Samuel's traded.
Possibly. Yeah, I can see that.
I think that's what it would take. Now, next year, we'll talk about how that changes. You know, it's not gonna be any secret. Teams know we can't keep Debo NBA. So we're not getting the first round pick for Debo next year. So that's what it would have took the last 2-3 years for the Niners to come off of Debo would have been a first round pick, and teams just weren't willing to do that. And then on top of that, have to pay him. Now, when you no longer have to pay him, Trent, okay, I believe that. Kittle, it's just restructured too many times. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it might be Debo, Trent, and Kittle. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
Well, but, like I just put in the chat, this is the wide receiver show. Not tight ends and O-line.
Exactly. This is the wide receiver show. I just, when I look out and I look about and I project out and say, why is it Debo's last year? Look, as much as we all love Debo, the Super Bowl kind of changed my mind a little bit.
You probably aren't the only person, honestly.
And I'm not saying like I literally just said at the beginning of the sentence, I don't think we win a championship without Debo being Debo. I think that's clear in the Super Bowl. Debo wasn't Debo, and we didn't win a championship. If Debo's Debo, we win that game. He wasn't Debo, got shut down, and we didn't win the game. And so I think what was exposed was what we all quietly all knew, and a few people like us have been saying, Debo's not that great of a wide receiver.
Well, he is, but again, he's never been your typical wide receiver. He's not great at, he doesn't have the greatest first step. He's not great at creating his own separation, all that kind of stuff that you want your quote unquote wide receivers to have. Which why, when you think of Debo, he's never really been a wide receiver. He's always been a weapon. So that's you look at that, and they locked him down.
You step back. Debo's the outlier of the receivers we've drafted. Think about BA, great route runner, great separator. Right? Dante Pettis, say what you want about him. Great route runner, great separator. He just didn't have the heart.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I will say that Debo was not healthy.
Yeah.
It was very clear. But you know what? Another reason, Jason.
What person is in the Super Bowl? These guys have all been playing how many weeks now?
There you go. Yeah. But what did you and I say the greatest thing about the Debo contract was, Jason? What's up, Miss Teresa? How you doing?
Miss Teresa, how's it going?
But Jason, what did we say the greatest thing about the Debo contract was?
We have an out after 3 years.
Love you, Debo. Love you. But the greatest thing about his contract was that we had it out after 3 years. We know this. Now, two things can be true. Debo misses time. This is clear. Debo misses time. Right?
Yeah.
Debo is the heartbeat of this team. This team is about sending messages. Okay, it is no secret that the two players that always lead the time, shit, them niggas aren't even in uniform, and they're still leading the team out the tunnel. It's Trent Williams and Debo. That's not by mistake. That's not by accident. That's not like they said, "Hey, Debo and Trent, why don't you guys do it?" No, that's done on purpose. That's done to set a tone. That's done to send a message. But also, Debo gets hurt, our offense craters. The only games we lost all year in the regular season were the games that Debo either did not finish the game, like week 18 when he was, or 19, or 18 when he was pulled. Debo was healthy, essentially, but they only played him the first half. And then when he missed the, what was it, 3-4 games with his shoulder?
Yeah.
So what did the Niners do? And we'll get to them towards the end. I want to go through the players that were on the roster last year first. What happens? They draft Ricky Pearsall. Why? Ricky Pearsall can beat man-to-man coverage. And you know what? He's played every single game in college. Man, never missed a game. Kyle looked at his offense and said, I cannot have my receivers shut down in the Super Bowl, and I cannot have my offense crater because I'm missing Debo. Hella hurt. Anyway, last thoughts on Debo, Jason. But I'm gonna make it clear, 1,000% he's on the roster this year.
Oh yeah, great receiver, weapon, whatever you want to classify him as. Obviously going to make the team.
Yeah.
And I think we can go through the top 4 quick.
Yeah.
Debo, yes. Ayuk, yes. Jennings, yes. Pearsall, yes.
Yeah. That'd be boom, 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 boom. There you go. I mean,
you can have a debate who's actually going to be I think the only debate starts whether or not you are going to consider Pearsall to be the third, or will it still be Jennings? Other than that, that's the only debate you have with your top 4. That's it. There should be nothing else said for that.
Yeah, no.
Those ones are set in stone. Now the discussion starts.
Cool. Well, then we can skip BA. We can skip Juwan Jennings. Let's start it off with what that you and I were talking about before the show. Danny Gray, 13 targets, 6 receptions, 68 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns.
That's what, his entire 49er career?
Yeah, I mean his rookie year.
When it comes to Danny Gray, this is the only thing I say.
No,
bye.
Ronnie Bell.
Oh, Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell I still think he makes this team. He showed enough last year. There's enough there. Yes, there was some issues and stuff like that, but I still think that there's enough there. How's it, E. Hodge? How's it going?
Everybody, man, this is the man, the myth, the legend, Faithful Flag Adventures, Mr. Hodge himself. What's cracking, Hodge? Thank you for coming on the show, bro. Showing up in the show. Really, really, really appreciate you. Everybody make sure you go follow Faithful Flag Adventures on Twitter. This man has had Dwight Clark have it. I mean, this flag's gone all over the world. But please go follow Faithful Flag Adventures on Twitter. Can't wait to see you in the smoking section at halftime this year, bro. You know.
I didn't realize the E. Hodge name, but when you said Faithful, I was like, okay. Now I know who we're talking about.
Yeah. So that's my partner in crime in the at halftime in the smoking section, bro. You already know. You already know. So anyway, yeah. I mean,
he's done. So Ronnie Bell's he's done enough. Yes, there was a few issues here and there, but when you look at it, he's still. As just being a second-year player coming to second year, he still has a lot of room to grow. Don't really want to see him return kicks. I think we can all say that we're out on him.
Yes,
returning kicks. But as far as wide receiver, I saw enough. He goes downfield. He blocks. He's got some decent hands. I just need to clean up a few things, and I see no reason why he couldn't make this team.
why I'm thumbs up on Ronnie Bell without having heard anything from camp or anything like that is two reasons. One, everybody says the biggest growth a player experiences is between year 1 and year 2.
Mhm.
And Kyle doesn't play rookies. Kyle played Ronnie Bell last year. I mean, that's got to tell you something. You know who, not like obviously different type of player and everything like that, but you know who his trajectory he's starting to remind me of, and I could see having a very similar trajectory. Kendrick Bourne. Everybody seems to forget Kyle was about to cut Kendrick. He was showing up late to practice. Kyle was going to cut Kendrick Bourne. And then, he comes up, he starts coming up clutch, everything. Kenny, what's cracking, baby?
How's it, Kenny? What's up, my brother?
So, I had a little thing. What's the only issues we had about Ronnie Bell? Hands.
Yeah.
That's it.
And at other times, but see, at times there was issues with hands. Yeah. And then a couple of catches that were pretty like, damn, he's got some hands.
He's definitely
some consistency on the damn, he's got some hand side.
He would be one of my, so you said top 4. Let's say we keep, I believe the most we've ever kept is 7. He would be number 5. I would put him 5th or 6th. Over somebody we're going to talk about here towards the end. But if you put a gun in my head, said, T, your life depends on you picking the top 6 receivers of the Niners, he's somebody that I'm definitely saying is number 5, number 6. And then we could argue the pecking order and all that, but he's on the 53.
Fair. Agree.
Next. Yeah, literally the man has no stats at all. Like none last year. Didn't even show up on PFF. That's Mr. Danny Gray.
That ship has sailed.
Do you think he has already packed his bags, bro? Like legit.
If I was him, so I think there's like when we picked Colin, what did I type or what did I put in chat because that was or was I in that time? Either way, we call it. Can someone do a wellness check on Danny Gray? Because at that point he's gone. To me, at that point he is completely gone.
Like,
there's no point on him for this team. Everybody is still putting in. Other than the one play in the preseason 3 years ago, what has he done? Again, 3 years ago in preseason, and as you point out in the pre-show, with a quarterback who ain't even not here anymore. What is there to go by?
With the Danny Gray was drafted to be a part of an offense that I don't think Kyle even wants anymore. I don't think Kyle wanted it in the first place. I think Kyle just realized he had to run it with Trey.
No, I think he wanted to. There was a specific style of offense that he was running. He wanted to run. I think it was going to be a little bit more open.
Yeah.
And someone like Danny Gray, taking the top off at the time, we were like, all right, we got the speedster. We saw that one play. We're like, ooh, yeah, we got this now. And Gray matters.
Danny Gray could have lied to himself when they drafted Ricky Pearsall. But when they drafted Jacob Cowing, it's bro, you need to start packing your bags, my nigga. Like,
there's a wall. The writing was on it.
Don't redo that lease, bro. Airports that way. I'm
coming home.
Yeah,
coming home.
I'm coming home. Last year, next one, Chris Conley. Last year, 5 targets, 3 receptions, 69 receiving yards. Will they show me playoff stats? Wow, only 2 targets, 2 receptions in the playoffs. It just feels like so much more.
Because in the Super Bowl, he had some damn big catches.
Yeah, it felt like a lot more. Like
not only just the catches, him on special teams. Legitimately, he might have. Had we won the Super Bowl, I know a lot of people were talking about Jennings for MVP. I might have given it to Conley because he was making some damn good special teams plays, in the Super Bowl as well as some of those catches. So,
I
Oh,
think
man.
he's unfortunate because he's
See, he is the one guy I struggle with the most on this list because
yeah.
I feel like you want to reward him for the effort and everything that he put everything on the line in the Super
You
Bowl.
want a veteran receiver.
Exactly. Everything. He busted his ass, and you're like, you know what? That's my boy. I'm going to reward you. I'm going to put you on the team. And then you look at these other receivers, you're like, but where?
It just where is the room? I mean, are we going to
Yeah.
keep like? I haven't even began to think about the math that would be required to get 7
The
receivers.
7? Yeah.
I haven't even thought about where we're making cut, and I haven't even. That's why we're not doing 53-man projections for each group. We're just going to do it all at once, so we can make the math fit. Where we don't have to keep 4 offensive linemen, and all of a sudden Kittle.
We might have to do new math to make this shit fit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some creative math here, because there ain't fucking 10 D linemen and 7 receivers on this roster this year.
We're gonna need to get some Goodwill Hunting in here to do some math.
God, fucking A. Tay Martin last year. Oh, literally nothing on the practice squad all last year. I see no reason why he makes the roster and it's not on the practice squad. And if somebody wants to pick him up, I tip my cap to you, sir, and thank you for your services.
Yep. I got nothing against him, but I think we have other options that are better.
This one gets to. Oh wait, I just accidentally closed it. This one is another interesting one. I don't know how you feel about this, Jason, but Trent Taylor. You and I got on the show. I believe it was actually the Tuesday show, the day that he signed. I believe it was on the Tuesday. You and I got on the Tuesday show, and we were really excited. Like, we felt very confident in that's something but to his credit, it was a huge touchdown. To his credit, huge touchdown. I think you and I were very confident in the fact that we weren't going to have a Super Bowl situation back there.
No, and don't get it crazy. We weren't excited like, oh, yeah, Trent Taylor's back. He's going to catch all these balls. No.
Yeah.
The only ball we wanted him to catch was kickoffs.
I mean, the man literally had one target last year and no receptions.
Yeah, it wasn't as for him as a wide receiver at all.
It was
just returns.
It's strictly return.
But especially with the new rules and everything, I'm like, cool. We're not going to fumble those. We're not going to be. I don't have a worry about any of that. Cool. I'm happy. No more mistakes.
Then we draft one Mr. Jacob Cowing, and
Ricky Parcell.
Pearsall. Trent Taylor doesn't make this team, does he, Jason?
I don't think so. Not if we had gotten one or the other receiver, I think then we'd start talking about him more in a serious tone.
Yeah, and I think more Cowing.
Yeah,
I think he's essentially Jacob Cowing insurance.
Yeah. So, but I could see him making a practice squad, maybe just hanging around that kind of thing, just in case.
And you know what? I think the best role for Trent Taylor this year that I would absolutely do cartwheels about is if we can slide him on the practice squad.
Yeah.
I think that we can.
I don't see him getting picked up anybody as a wide receiver unless there's just like a rash of injuries somewhere, But
so even better. Now, is he going to want to do it? I mean, he probably ain't going to have a choice.
Well, I mean, unless something comes up to where he gets actual legitimate playing time.
Then you know what? You tip your cap and you say, thank you, sir, for your services.
Yep.
And pray to God that Jacob Cowing can fucking do it.
So
back there gives me nightmares, bruh. Gives me some straight PTSD.
And again, maybe Bill gets better. You know what I mean? But it's the same. But as for right now, I'm like,
the law is nobody wearing number 10 ever fields punts and or kickoffs for this team. That is the bylaw. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm okay if that goes into like some sort of stone kind of a thing.
Yeah, I am, bro. Just nobody wearing number 10 ever fields kicks or punts for this football team, we're good. Lightweight, biggest injury in Niners history is Ted Ginn getting hurt against the Aints the week before the NFC Championship game. That's actually probably one of the biggest injuries in Niner history. See, this is why I love Hodge, because Hodge knows exactly what we're fucking talking about. Me and him talked about it last year at a game.
Someone needs to make that sign.
I know this is gonna tickle media's feelings. Jacob Cowan. Now, this is one I find interesting because I look at him and I say, bro, you're Marquise Goodwin. You're Danny Gray. You're basically what we've been trying to find ever since Marquise Goodwin caught that one touchdown and fell in the end zone and started crying, and like everybody fell in love with him. That's essentially what Kyle's been chasing, like almost like a.
I still feel bad because I was like, stand your ass up. Why are you acting like you ain't never been in the end zone before?
I know, right? Like I didn't get it. I was like, damn, bro. Like
it's a touchdown, dude. It ain't that big,
my nigga. But like I was like, and it wasn't like it was. And the thing that threw me off was it was the first touchdown. It wasn't like the game-winning touchdown or whatever.
No,
like
it was just
where you're like,
little did we know.
Like we had fought so hard all year. And I believe we're better than this. And
this wasn't Vernon. It wasn't Vernon Davis coming off the field.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course you find out, and you're like, oh shit.
Like, I remember. I feel bad for talking shit now.
I still have Marquise Goodwin's mama on Facebook. And I remember.
I still watch his YouTube stuff. He's got a good YouTube channel.
I still So I remember instantly messaging her and be like, oh my God, your son, like that. Look, bro, you can't admit that wasn't a dope story. But I immediately messaged her and I said, look, like your son has my immediate respect to show up and ball like that. I mean, let's not be real, ball. I mean, he caught a touchdown. But to show up and catch that ball and to play for an 0-9 football team, or 0-10. 0-10 football team.
Yeah. Character-wise,
I love Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah. He may not be a great wide receiver as a player, but character-wise, Marquise is everything you want.
He's the reason why 4.42, 740, all that shit doesn't impress me, bro. Because guess what? You don't play straight line.
Yeah.
You don't play track. This ain't track. This is football. Don't look out for anyone to blame. Honestly, I get a ring or a trophy. I just want to see them get the playoffs. I'm selfish and a whole like that. Man, look, bro. It's been 30 motherfucking years. Ain't nobody selfish for wanting a Super Bowl, cuz. And I'm with you. Like, to me, I've told you, if I see one NFC champion fucking banner at Levi Stadium, I'm gonna violently throw up. Like, I'm serious, bro. My girl keeps on telling me, babe, you know what's gonna happen. I was like, no, I have faith that Jed's gonna stick to his laurels and say, we don't hold division banners, we don't hold conference banners, we hold Super Bowl banners. I still have faith that Jed's gonna do that. Even though we all know he's not. But denial is a powerful weapon. So, do you think he's going to contribute this year, Jason? Because honestly, like, and I don't want to be a hater. I just think he's too small for this year. For this year, to play a role on offense.
To me, it's between him and Conley. That's where I draw the line. Which one can we keep? Which one, will sneak by on the practice squad kind of a thing.
And tie goes to Cowan?
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. And I think that's just what it is. He's the draft pick. He's the rook, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, but at the same time, I also see that's where I would put Chris Conley. And if you wanted to argue against it, that you still want another veteran wide receiver who has shown that, he can step up in the moment, all that kind of stuff. And you put him above him, I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, I get that. I see the value in doing that as well. So that's where that 6th spot where I think we carry 6. Who is that number 6 spot?
It's very if we keep 7, it's because we don't think we can get Cowling to the practice squad. Kind of situation. I just don't see how you're going to keep 7 receivers. And not.
I think
when you break down offensive line. So what if you carry 8? You've got your 5 starters plus Kingsington and Pooney, right? We're going to keep one of the centers, whether it's Mays or Nugent, right? So you're already exposing one of those free agents, so you're only going to keep 7 linemen and cut one of the linemen you just drafted.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. You're not going to go short on linebacker without Dre. You're not going to go short on safety when we still got Huff. Let's be real. We all like what we saw from Jair Brown last year, but he far from proved that he's just going to be a lockdown starting safety for the next decade for the Niners. He showed promise, right? But guess who also showed promise? Adrian Colbert. You know what I'm saying? I literally remember him getting kicked out of the game after fucking tattooing that Yams player week 17 with Jimmy when Jimmy was in LA. And they took that cheap shot at Marquise Goodwin, who was AC's cousin. And I remember he just absolutely laid him out. Like I was like, bro, that's a running lot hit. I thought Adrian Colbert was going to be our safety for the next decade. Yeah, come on, bro. We don't fucking say that fucking R word, nigga. Anyway, so I just don't see it. So I'm going to say it's going to be Cowling over Conley just because I think we can get Conley to the practice squad. But overall, I like where. So then we'll end it. We'll end the show on before we get your final thoughts. We'll end the show on this thoughts from us. Niners. So like Willie Beeman.
How's the Jets?
Willie Beeman. The ladies. Anyway,
fucking Willie Beeman.
Willie Beeman. Anyway.
No, isn't that funny that we have the real life any given Sunday quarterback room going on right now in Atlanta with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix? It's literally the exact same thing.
I was like, you cold for that, Jason. You cold for that.
Is it not true though? I mean, it is exactly how that room looks right now.
Michael Penix just they call me Penix. They call me Mikey Penix. Anyway, so let me get this before we get your final thoughts, Jason. Is the Niners receiving room as we stand here, May 7th, 2024, better than it was? What was it? February 11th was the Super Bowl?
Absolutely, it's a better.
Yeah, I think it's no question.
Because I also think it bleeds into special teams as well. So again, that goes to that whole we got better overall. We raised the floor, as we've been talking about all season long. I think the bottom end has gotten up, which is I think we're going to get some guys, which you heard Snead with his little snide remarks, kind of a thing that didn't know if you saw that kind of thing.
What
with his. He was saying that the 49ers, there's no competition at wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
And here's my thing. He might have a point, but here's the thing. The third wide receiver got 19 catches all year. Okay? Where do you have, unless you just go off in practice, where was anybody going to be able to prove themselves?
I mean, this is my thing about it is Willie Snead the fourth deserving to take targets away from BA? No. Is he deserving to take targets away from to Debo? No. Over CMC? No. Over Kittle?
No.
So, especially last year. But let's be real. Kittle balled out last year. Oh wow. forgot one. I can't believe I forgot one of the receivers. Tariq Owens. I can't believe that he just escaped my mind. Let's be real. Love the story. I look for him next year, but he's practice squad.
Is he though? I would say I do not see the hype around him. I don't. Other than it just being, unless you're just trying to get some old, you just want to see some T.O. again. I don't get the hype around this kid. He caught 550 yards in a season, 150 of them in one
with
game.
a team that threw the ball average of 8 times a game.
Okay, so what? 500 yards.
TO2 Judgment Day. Fucking Kenny.
Like I said, so I don't get the hype around him. I don't. I could name 10. I could easily pull up 10 wide receivers that actually.
But Jason, he balled out on the Niners Pro Day against. I don't even know who.
Like I said, I don't get it. I don't see that.
He's got swag, Jason. Anyway, look, I have no problem with the Niners taking a flyer on him, stashing him in the practice squad, and let's holler at him in about a year. But look, if
there's 20 guys in college
if Tariq Owens can push Jacob Cowing for a roster spot, then I think. Teal son, LOL. Anyway. Before we get up out of here, Jason, final thoughts?
The wide receiver room is definitely better.
Yes.
I think this conversation will be really different. May 7th, 2025, because there's going to be some big decisions that are probably going to be made between now and then for the top end of this wide receiver core. So, but definitely better this year. I like these young guys. I think it's a good sign that we are going to be opening up the offense more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe take a little bit of this load off of CMC. Maybe that's the reason why you see Mr. Purdy out there with his big old guns now. He's getting ready to start, to throw for that 5,000 yards and all that kind of stuff that we might be.
I think he could do it.
With this, if we open up the offense, why not?
Yeah.
He's got a ton of options to throw to. And we're not even talking about just, the receivers. So, like I said, I like the way this wide receiver room is looking and can't wait to see it in action.
Definitely. I agree with you, brother. I think that I like the fact that
there's not much to see, Steve-O.
I like the fact that if we're in a situation, knock on wood, heaven forbid, that Debo ain't out there, BA ain't out there, at least I think we have a receiver that can give us some options, can get open. And what I love most about the receiving core is when I watched the players that we brought in, mostly Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, I saw them doing stuff that I could definitely see them doing in a Niners uniform, and I saw them doing it very well. And so at the best, I stand here, before camp and everything, saying I'm more optimistic on the Niners receiving core than not, just off the fact that I've seen Debo, I've seen BA, we know they're ballers, we've seen JJ, we know he's going to bring it. Ronnie Bell, biggest leap a player makes is here from year 1 to year 2, and our 2 rooks I saw be very productive and look good doing the things that we're going to ask them to do. So yeah, I agree with you, brother. The receiving room is definitely better than it was February 11th in Vegas.
Floors raised.
Yay! Mission accomplished. Herbert reminds me of an ice cream. What the fuck?
What he melts when it gets hot? I got nothing.
Hey, actually probably is what he meant. All right. On that note, I think we'll see you next week, man.
Five for tie, tell a lover, one love.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Steve over here talking about fucking Herbert and ice cream. Oh, because of sherbet. Herbert sherbet. Anyway, Herbert sherbet the pervert. Yeah. Oh, I love y'all. All right, we shall see y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Twice Davis has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio. The show hosted for the faithful, 5 to 6, brought to you by Power Brands.
See ya.